So one of our first students was a 16-year-old boy, came to us from Madison, so that's an hour and a half away. And he had suffered 5 concussions through sports-related injuries. And he was in a very difficult college prep high school and was falling asleep during calculus exams. And, you know, this was just a great young man and a lot of drive, motivation, and just really, he was like, I need to do something. I got to change this.
We had a boy who has Asperger's diagnosis, and he came into the center, and during the consultation, his mom told me that he did not talk very much, that he was going to counseling, and he would sit in the counseling room and not talk for 1 hour. And so, that's going to be fun for training. So I pulled the trainer aside and I said, we're going to start to give points to Hunter for talking. If he talks, points. He smiles, points. And I could get him to smile, so that was always fun. So I'd just, come back behind his trainer and do something goofy, and this little sideways grin would come up and say, 5 points. And when you spoke confidently, you got more points.
The client with Down syndrome, he was 15 years old, and he was the son of a woman who was a single mom, and she just worried about what might happen to him if something were to happen to her.
He started working with our trainer, and he leaned into it hard. He's we've done a booster with him now, and his family is just ecstatic. His grades, he was like on the verge of failing some classes. His grades are much improved. He just took the ACT and scored a 32. So, that's awesome. Yeah. They love us. His mom says that we saved his life.
Yeah, and she truly means it. She truly means it.
Mm-hmm. After a while, there were no smile points or talking points. He was just talking. And then we did a Brain Ninja Games, and he volunteered. And he was like running his own little booth. And the trainers in the office would stop and go, was that Hunter that greeted them on the way in and out? And then even prior to him finishing, before graduation, he had taken our state, they're called SOLs, or Standard of Learning exams, and he had not passed them before. So he called to tell me that, he not only had passed all of them, but he passed advanced in math, which was his weakest subject. So I was in the office. He called on the phone, and I held the phone up to everybody. Hunter passes SOLs, and everybody's woo, and it was fabulous. So at his graduation, just listening to his family, just talk about how confident, and then he's just a new kid. So yeah, that's one of my good ones.
He went through 36 weeks with us, and by the end, he was like a completely different kid. All of his teachers wrote in and said how his behavior had changed. His mom said he was able to make friends easier. His memory had improved so much that he landed a solo in the high school play, and it was the cutest thing, honestly. He sang Maria in West Side Story and dropped to his knees, and we were all practically in tears. It was the cutest thing. And now she says this was the intervention that had the most effect on him in his entire life, and that she feels that he's now trainable, that he'll be able to work when he graduates from high school.
His reading ability improved so much, but everything you said was so
he
dramatic.
became so much more mature. When he initially came to us, he was trying to escape out the window and would turn off the lights and lay down on the couch. But by the end of the program, he came in, and we were sitting at the consultation table, and he put his hands on the table and he said, "I want to see my results." Yeah, so it was a pretty amazing story.
Completely different kid afterward.